Hello, I am Ashley Hardy and I am here to get you proficient in Adobe Illustrator. So we're going to go ahead and open Adobe Illustrator. When you open it, it will go to this home screen where you have some options. We are going to click New File. And there are a lot of preset options here that you can choose from. For us, we're going to manually put in inches and we're going to change it to 3 by 3. So 3 inches by 3 inches. There are several other aspects in here that we'll go over later, but for right now, we're just going to make sure that our color mode is set to RGB for web. If you're going to print something, you'd put it in CMYK. So you're going to go ahead and hit create. The first tool I'm going to show you is the zoom tool. It's very important that you're zoomed in or out enough to be able to work on your project. So this is your toolbar over here. Yours may look a little bit different. It can be moved and adjusted. The tool we're looking for is the zoom tool. It's generally at the bottom. The keyboard shortcut is Z. Okay, so now we have it. I can zoom in more if I want. In this instance, I want to zoom out, so I will hold in the Alt key, and it changes the uh, little image of the magnifying glass to a minus instead of a plus, so you can tell. And we're going to zoom out and scroll around. Okay, so now this is the document. This is the space that we build our projects on. We have the size set. The first thing I'm going to show you is some shape tools. So this is the rectangle tool. You can hold down this button to select different types. We want the rectangle. The keyboard shortcut for that is M. We are going to draw 3 rectangles by clicking and dragging. You can also just click once and that'll pop up and you can enter in exactly what you want if you have a specific size you want to put in. Then we're going to hold down the shape tool and we're going to click the ellipse tool and we're going to draw 3 ellipses. We do want these to overlap a little bit. Okay, so now we have some objects in here. In order to move them, we need to use our selection tool, which is this black arrow here at the top. This keyboard shortcut for that is V. So we're going to take these objects, we're going to move them around, and we are going to alter them now. We want them to have some color. So in order to change them, we have to go to the properties panel. This is where all the aspects of these individual objects will pop up and you can alter or change them. If you don't have the properties panel already over here in one of these tabs somewhere, you're going to go to window and you're going to scroll down and you're going to click it. This is where all your different panels will be. If you ever need anything, it's very important to know where all these are and how to find different pop-ups. So we're going to select one of our rectangles and we're going to change the fill. The fill is the inside color. The stroke is the outer edge color. You can change the color or get rid of them entirely. So if I don't want a stroke, I can click stroke and I can exit out and have no stroke on these if I wanted. We're going to change each of these shapes to a different color. So to do that, you're going to select it, make sure you're in the properties panel, click the fill button, and change each of the fill colors of these shapes. This is isolation mode because I clicked too many times, something we'll get into later. But in order to get out of isolation mode when it focuses solely on one object like this, you hit escape. I always do it because I'm clicking too much, so if that happened to you. Okay, so we have each of these shapes, that's not the color one, shape colors changed. Okay, so we have all these different shapes. In order to keep track of these, we're going to utilize our layers panel. Layers panel is very important for keeping track of large projects or any project really, to keep track of what things are and where they are. So what we're going to do is we have this all in one layer. all this. In order to create a new layer, if we want to do like type over the top or anything, at the bottom of this right here, there's this little add button, and it would add another layer. And we'll just name, you double click on it to change the letters, and we're going to name that one type. And then we're going to double click the layer with all our shapes in it and name it shapes. Okay, so within this layer, these layers, we could go ahead and name these even further so that we know. So you can just practice with that. I'm not going to name all of them, but I do want you to get in the habit of immediately identifying the layer and labeling it and organizing it in here, because it makes your larger projects so much easier. So you can go ahead and name those. So in order to, so what we're going to get into next is where things are, how they're aligned. If I want this blue ellipse to be on the top, I'm just going to click and drag it to move it forward. If I want it to be in a different layer, I can click and drag it into a different layer. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to name it rectangles. And then we'll change our shape's name to circles. And we're going to practice moving things around by moving all the rectangles into one layer and keeping all the circles or ellipses in another. So as we click and drag them over, you can see that they're different. And these little arrows close or open these layers with more things in them. So now you can arrange things how you want. So if I want the rectangles to be behind, I can click and drag that down there. Okay, so this is just an intro to a few of the tools, how to create a document, and layers. We will get more into other stuff in the next videos. Thank you.